everybody, Jeff here, AromatiX. Hope everybody is doing well. It is a beautiful Indian spring day here. I'm just enjoying it, soaking up the sun, got my t-shirt on, got my flip-flops or whatever you want to call those, and just having a good old time, smoking my pipe. And I got a special tobacco in the mail today. It's a limited release, which was released a couple years ago as well in a small supply. And when it did, I kind of missed out on it, and I thought it would be pretty good tobacco. And what it is Cornell and Diehl's The Beast, which is based on a tobacco that was smoked by Aleister Crowley, and who I guess I did some research is like an occultist. Kind of sounded like a wacko loser to me, but what he would do is take like perique and just soak it in rum and smoke that, and that would kind of get his his thought process going. So Cornell and Diehl, what's that? His creative juice is flowing. Christina's just over there. Hello, Kitty Piper. And so and Cornell and Diehl thought they would do their version of it. So it basically is like mostly perique, but there's also some other components in there, which is some Acadian perique, Red Virginia Cavendish, Black Cavendish, and Dark Fired Kentucky. So I'll show you a picture of the cut there. It's like a chunky little cut, which is mostly all brown, light browns and dark browns. And the smell in the tin, which you're probably wondering about since it's mostly perique, is mostly perique. Kind of actually reminds me of right now, if you've ever been into like an apple barn, or when apples rotting, like you get the apples on the ground with this kind of like fermenting. It's almost a cider. Very earthy, a little bit of barnyardy, maybe a little bit of musty basement. There's a mustiness to it. All part of like fermenting tobacco leaves, right? Not too pungent, but definitely not sweet aromatic. Like it's a unique. So I have got my corncob pipe here, my bulldog loaded up with some, been smoking about half of it. I'll light up, and what are we getting here? Is it a strong perique's just usually used as a condiment tobacco, so we'll see how it is when you got around 50% of it. So in the tin it comes a little bit moist. Perique is a moist tobacco on its own, but it does dry a little bit. I gave it a little bit of dry time, so it's just it was pliable. Burns really good. If you just dry it fresh out of the tin, it burns really good, but dry it a little bit and it burns really good. And I've smoked it for a little while now, and I've noticed that if you want more of the plummy, the sweeter flavors, you can just keep it more moist. If you like that pepper or kick, which perique has, you can dry it out a little more to focus more on that. So what am I getting? In the tin and in the smoke, I don't get the rum really at all. So it has been soaked in spiced rum for a week, which I'm not sure what it does. I can usually detect rum, like in Windjammer and in, I think, Belmont Station. It kind of gives a boozy, grapey kind of smell to me, and I'm not really getting that here at all, which is surprising. Now, I have smoked straight perique, and this kind of reminds me of that, although it's a little bit spicier than, if straight perique is actually not that spicy. It's more just really fermented and dark and fruity tasting. It depends on what you're adding to it that brings out those spicy, strong notes. Give it a good retro hill. I don't know if you saw that. It's definitely got that pepper. It's definitely got some kick, a little bit of that, not habanero, but was it horseradish a little bit there. And so you got that kind of upper, like a kind of a brighter taste there, like sort of the Red Virginia and a little bit of maybe a plum. And then in the background you'll get what I couldn't figure it out right away. It's almost like a chocolate prune is that, and fermented and earthy, that's going all on in the background there. I think the Red Virginias are giving it just a little bit of tartness, a little bit more spice. And the dark fired, maybe it gives it a little bit more of an earthy taste, brings that out. But I did, in one of my bowls, had like a big chunk, like Cornell and Diehl sometimes is a chunky cut type of tobacco, or you can find some chunks in there, and that was nice because I could taste that smoky hit. That was really nice, gave it some complexity. So it's definitely strong, but it's not as strong as a lot of people make it out to be. So I would compare it to, say, something like, I wouldn't say it's quite as strong as Exclusive by Cornell and Diehl, which is like, I think 51% Perique and Virginia's. That one is probably the strongest flavored Perique blend I've ever tried. And then there's Windjammer even has a good kick to it. But this is in that realm, like Windjammer when it really hits hard, or Exclusive, maybe even Old Joe Krantz. Has got this would be in the same realm of that, but not much stronger. If you can smoke those, you can probably smoke this. Oh, and Bayou Night. That's actually the closest thing that this would remind me of, is maybe Bayou Night. But I find Bayou Night actually a little more complex than this. It's pretty good. I only got 2 tins, and I thought, well, maybe I should have got more. But I think this is one of those blends that there's just other Perique heavy tobaccos that would hit the same notes for me that actually I think are just as good, if not better, which one of them would be Bayou Night. When I'm in the mood for something with a heavy kick, Bayou Night or Picayune by Daughters of Ryan. This is in that genre. It's not anything super special beyond that. It's just a heavy Perique blend, and it's almost a little less complex than some other ones. So if you didn't get a hold of it, don't fret. It's not the be-all end-all of tobaccos, but it's definitely something neat and something to try every once in a while when you just want something a little bit heavier or a little bit unique. So I don't know how it will age. That would probably be an interesting thing to see later on, is how, if the other components kind of stand out a little bit more, they're not overshadowed by all that the Perique. So anyway, that's all I have to say about it. Pretty good, pretty cool blend. But yeah, like I said, don't fret if you can't get a hold of it. It's not the be-all end-all or something like the strongest tobacco that you just have to try. There's stuff I believe is actually stronger than this, and just as focused on the Perique. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. This one was a little bit longer than usual, but I guess I had to say what I had to say. So you guys take care, and I will see you on my next review. Till then, AromatiX, signing out.